know what? I think we should do this. Because all those guys that don't come every day when I speak, I should just not come some days.
Okay.
Right? Is that good? We make that deal? All right, fire away.
How important has Berger been over the last year, being able to fill in center and then when needed, today or yesterday, hop over?
Yeah, you know, he's been a real pro, and he's played all those, all those spots. Came in, did a great job last year at the center, and you know, and like right now with Fusco hurt, he's filling in for him. So yeah, he's, you know, guys like that are really valuable because obviously you get injuries and you got to fill in and figure out a way.
Any concern?
Excuse me?
Do you expect Brandon to be out more?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he seemed, tell me he feels better today. So
He probably won't do anything tonight, I wouldn't imagine.
we'll probably hold him out.
Anybody else going to sit out tonight besides him?
Yeah, there'll be a few guys.
Anybody you care to, that you know about at this time?
You're just going to have to watch.
Okay, count numbers, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Mike, you always talk about with guys being able to do more. You always say the more you can do, the longer you can stick around. Is Joe kind of an example of that? Just learning to do different things and extending his career as long as he's been able to do it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and a lot of times guys bounce around from team to team, end up getting in the right system, and you know, works out that way. But he's definitely one of those kind of guys that, you know, you get to dress 46 guys on game day. And, that's one of the lines I use all the time. The more you can do.
Does that affect at all what you're going to do with the center spot? Depending how long Brandon's on?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be out very long, so we'll figure it out. It may not be as soon as I'd hoped, but we'll figure it out.
How has Fusco kind of looked before the injury, sliding back to the right side?
Yeah, that's probably the best I've seen him look since I've been here. Done a good job being physical, better in pass protection. Yeah, so he's looked a lot better.
He's got players shifting in and out on both sides of him. Does that ever get difficult for an offensive lineman to kind of get communication and everything down with the players?
You know, one of the big things we try to do is everybody says the same thing, so the communication is all the same. And that way, you know, when guys go in and out, that doesn't happen. You know, try to talk the same language.
Can you talk about what it's like with players to play under the weights tonight and the fans? Is it a big deal? And when you get out, it's kind of like the peak of camp for the fans.
Yeah, it's I think the players get a little bit excited to get underneath the lights. You know, it's different. You get in a routine out here every day. You're out here at 2:45, and so now they get a little time to rest up this afternoon, and should have a large crowd out there, and then they have a day off tomorrow. So I anticipate that it'll be a pretty crisp practice.
Any particular plans for what you'll do, or will the night practice be similar to the last couple of years?
It'll be similar. We have move the ball. We've got a goal line session. We've got a couple 2-point plays. We've got a team period. I think we have a red zone 7-on-7. Off the top of my head, we've got like 20 of those things. I'm trying to remember.
Mike, how do you control like the level of contact with on Adrian Peterson for the report against the Bengals?
I don't. You know, we're thudding him pretty good right now. I think it'll be the same way. And Marvin and I talked a little bit last night about, you know, some of the things, making sure we're all on the same page when we go do stuff. So I don't think, you know, I know all those guys.
So whenever it's such a familiarity, that kind of eliminates the whole worrying about there being a brawl or something.
Yeah, I'm honestly not worried about it because, you know, I know our guys, and I know their guys, and I think their guys respect me, their defensive guys, at least. And then, so I don't think it'll be an issue. But we're going to address it beforehand with both teams. Anyway.
Will this be the first one that they've done in a while too? Or
They had the Giants in last year, and they had some of the year before, I think. So they've done it a couple times.
Mike, Andre Smith really speaks well of you, the respect he has for you. In Cincinnati, obviously you were on different sides of the ball, but how much did you get to know him, and how much interaction did you have with Andre during the Bengals years, pretty much?
Yeah, well, most all those guys. I mean, they saw me in a different way because I was coaching the defensive guys, but I always talked to them. Nothing. I don't know.
Was there more joking back and forth when you were on the opposite side of the ball in Cincinnati, maybe than there is now when you're more directly over him? Or do you guys still joke back and forth?
I still joke with him. My jokes are usually pointed, but yeah, I mean, it's the same. I just be myself.
How do you think Laquan Treadwell has been progressing in camp?
Good. I think he's come into camp in much better shape. He's an extremely hard worker. He continues to get better. I think he wants to be really good. So, good so far.
Seeing Adam Thielen mix it a lot with that starting offense, is he a guy that could see more opportunities this year?
I don't know. Adam's one of those guys. Somebody's out, he jumps in. He knows all the positions. I mean, it's not like it's anything saying, hey, let's get Adam in here for these 6 plays. Just how it works out. It's not. I wouldn't read too much into it.
Coach, we've noticed a lot of one-on-one instruction with rookie quarterback Mackenzie Alexander. What kind of things are you going over with him when you're talking to him practice?
Well, everything really. Sometimes he doesn't line up in the right place. Sometimes it's reminding him specific technique on that play. Sometimes it's really everything. With all the young guys, it's pretty much the same.
Dr. Treadwell and the young receivers coach, how quickly do you see the rapport developing with Teddy and the Bowringers and the Treadwells and the new guys in camp this year?
I don't know. I guess you'd have to ask Teddy. I don't worry too much about the rapport or any of that stuff. I think they all work hard and they're all trying to get. Teddy predominantly is thrown to Treadwell and Diggs and Thielen and Charles Johnson, Jerry's. So he usually takes most of those guys. So I mean, it'll be all right.
Last couple for Coach. Last couple.
Will prohibition of the chop block change much about how you go into a game?
No, we've always tried to play pretty clean. It's a dangerous play, for the defensive lineman, so I've always been kind of for it anyway. And it doesn't eliminate all the cut blocks, but some of the real bad ones it can. Good. All right, thanks.